Ladies and gentlemen, do not raise your voice,
but improve your argument.
That's the mantra we go by at the Great Debaters Contest, where we expect better arguments with every successive debate. I am your host, Esperancia Kapanga.
And I am Chris Buru. Debating on monetary issues, we have an intellectual team from Kangui Boys High School proposing the motion, mobile banking should phase out traditional banking in Africa.
Making the premier appearance on this contest, we have Pema Victorious Academy opposing this motion. Will they be victorious?
Let's wait and see. Proposal number 1, you have 3 minutes to wow us.
Hello everyone, I go by the name Ian Mwangi from Kangui School, ready and strongly to propose the motion that says mobile banking should phase out traditional banking in Africa. So what is mobile banking? To my understanding is that mobile banking is the transfer of money from your account by the use of the phones. And what is phase out? Phase out, I think, is like, like suspending the traditional banking, which you are required to go to the banks. You queue there for many hours. It takes you time so that you may do maybe your transactions cost. Financial services have until recently been the preserve of banks and insurance companies. The mobile network operations are giving banks a run for their money in Africa. Africa is the global leader in mobile money. Mobile network operations have dominated mobile money services in Africa for the past decade. To the recent research done by the infographics, they say that Kenya led in mobile banks at 61%, followed by Uganda with 42% of their adult population who are registered in the mobile banking. In South Africa and Nigeria, 2 of the largest economies in Africa, 9 in 10 adults use mobile phones in their banking. Let's look at some of the advantages of mobile banking. Through mobile banking, you are able to pay for your bills. Let's say maybe you can pay for DSTVs. For something like M-Pesa, it has something like called Lipa na M-Pesa, where the transaction is free. For example, let's take that just my mother. We had gone for shopping with my mother somewhere, and then my mother saw a very beautiful skirt that will cost her 2,000 shillings. And then she did not have the money. She decided to call my dad, and it was like, darling, hello, send me 2,000, I want to buy a skirt here costing 2,000. And then my dad, because he did not have the money that will cost him to transact by sending the money to my mother, he just asked my mother, please honey, give me the pay bill account for that shop so that I can pay for your goods wherever I am. But what about traditional banking? You are required to go to the money, withdraw your money there, and then maybe the bank is, let's say, over 38 kilometers away. And then it takes you time, and then you go there, you find another queue that you have to queue there, wait until your time comes. In mobile banking, we have something called inter-account transaction. What is inter-account transaction? This is the ability to transfer money or funds between one's account in different banks. We also have intra-account transactions. It is the ability to transfer money or funds between one's or 2 accounts in the same bank. You can also check your account balances by the use of your phone wherever you are, not required to go to those banks to queue, wait for your time, and then you go through a process where you have first of all to sign in. By the mobile banking, you just have to take 3 inputs and maybe, let's say, 6 clicks. You just give your password there, and then you get to know your balance. Thank you.
First proposal, you have 3 minutes.
A philosopher said, how the world looks depends on where you are standing. It's not my words, but are from Nelson Mandela. My name is Kenneth Chikolo from Pema Victorious High School, ready to oppose the motion that says mobile banking should phase out traditional banking in Africa. What is mobile banking? Mobile banking is the transfer of money from one place to another by use of electronic gadgets. What is phase out? To phase out is to do away with or to wipe out. What is traditional banking? Traditional banking, this is the depositing or withdrawing money from the bank as an individual. It means it's depositing hand to hand, you and the client. But what about the mobile? It's between you and the electronic gadget. I start with my first point. According to the Center of Researchers of Finance and Market, they came to discover in Kenya, with the population of 43 million, they have 43 commercial banks, 12 finances, or 12 microfinances, and all are regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya against the 43 million. Let's take, for example, let's go to Nigeria. Nigeria had 22 banks with 180 population, and they still managed to support traditional banking. As I say, traditional banking is the mother of the whole nation. If you go to South Africa, South Africa has 19 banks. And in these 19 banks, they have 10 biggest banks with a population of 55 million people. And they still manage to upstand or to support or to boost the traditional banking. What I'm trying to say, according to the researchers, they say out of 100%, 70% of the population in Africa, they support traditional banking. To my second point, traditional banking have a countrywide presence through bank agencies. Nowadays, traditional banking has upgraded. There is save of time. Whenever you enter to a traditional bank, there is this receipt that you are being provided of. You will just sit, relax, and wait for your client to call your name out. It will take you less than 5 minutes so that the teller could assist you. Also, it boosts these people we call illiterate people who doesn't know how to write or read. If you have been untouched with the client, it will help that person to fill the form with any language, either Kiswahili or English. And I'll finish by saying, our mind think broad, beyond measures. Thank you.
Second proposer, you have 3 minutes for rebuttal.
All this gold, as they try to say, but I have a question. Should we be blinded by our tradition and fail to see our future, which I believe is more brighter? I think not. I'm Geoffrey Kamura Wanjiro from the Kangui boys, strongly proposing the motion that states mobile banking should phase out traditional banking. And on to my first point. Over a half of 282 mobile banking services operating in worldwide 207 in 2017, half of them were located in Africa. In Kenya, for example, Safaricom has more than 130,000 agents where customers can cash in and out by contrasting leading banks in the country. If you are not using mobile banking, I still think you're in the Stone Age. To be straight, there are more than 744 Safaricom agents in the whole country. African nations that have dominated in the top 10 position, just to mention the top 10, are Kenya comes first, Botswana, Uganda, Tanzania, Cote d'Ivoire, and Zimbabwe, which are leading in mobile banking. So opposing the motion will be like taking African backwards, where we wish to take African forward. Mobile banking saves your time. My brother, mobile banking will save time more than the traditional banking. You don't need to be robbed as you go to withdraw your money. You don't need to waste time as you go to line up in the banks, but all you need to do is sit down at your house. And withdraw your money. I don't think anyone is ready to be robbed as you go to withdraw your money. I think mobile banking will save your money, will save your time best. I want to say that my brothers and sisters, join me as we tell our opposers that mobile banking saves time and is the future of Africa. And to my sister, I think you need a lot of time to put on makeup. Thank you.
Second opposer, you have 3 minutes for rebuttal.
Truly to the dictum that old is gold. A man is seated under a tree, a son is seated on top of a tree. Of course, this son sees the other side, but that doesn't mean that the man doesn't know anything. In fact, this man knows all the secrets of life, all the secrets, ups and downs of the life. So what I would like to tell you that the mobile banking, you should really seek the guidance from traditional banking, because traditional banking knows and have all the secrets of the banking. Zig Ziglar says that if we will help others, then we get what we want in return. If you want success, then be servants to the other people. I hereby to oppose the motion that states mobile banking should phase out the traditional banking. I go with the name Violet Nyakundi, Pema Victorious is the school. And to my first point, I will say that it has aided in serving all of our people from here and there. What do I mean by saying this? That when we serve others is what really is the best. For example, I have my 100,000 shillings in the traditional banking. Somebody comes and borrows that amount of money. He will go or she will go to invest the money. I will have helped that person indirectly. Unless in the mobile banking, where I have my money, I have kept it for my own personal use. Nobody knows my code. What if death strikes me? Who will know my PIN? Who will know all this money, how much it is? Unlike whereby we have the traditional banking, when you go to put your money in the traditional banking, you'll be given a form to fill, whereby you'll write the next kin. So when the death strikes you, they are going to track out who is the next kin, and you'll have both help the beneficiaries and those people who doesn't know you. For example, my second point is money is used in the mobile banking is idly used. What do I mean by saying this? That there is this new play games we call the tokens and the jackpots. I have my amount of money in my mobile banking. Because I want to bet, I will withdraw 20 shillings or 10 shillings so that I can bet. Whereby, in traditional banking, imagine a whole girl like me going to make a queue in the line, just transact 20 or 10 shillings so that I can play the jackpots. It's not really possible. It helps us as Africans to save the money, that unlike whereby we will use the money in an idle way. Another point is that these phones are expensive to buy. It will force a certain lifestyle that we doesn't want. For example, I need to place these jackpots and the tokens. Of course I do. And I want some amount of money. So what will I do? Because I don't have the smartphones to buy these, to have these apps, I will go to the street as a girl, loiter around, do prostitution so that I can get money to buy these smartphones. And the boys will end up in theft so that they are going to acquire all this. I urge you that you should put your feet in are accurate shoes that really fits you to avoid the discomforts. I arrest my case.
For the question session, the proposers have been asked, what is the role of mobile banking in economic development of our country? And the opposers have been asked to give measures to curb the theft and robbery that comes along with traditional methods of banking. Proposer number 3, you have 3 minutes to answer the question.
To my brother there, he asks how the mobile banking will help improve the economy of our country. You need to understand that mobile banking, one is time saving. That time can be used to do other activities. E.g., my grandmother, example, had a bank account where his sons, my uncles, used to deposit money for her. But now the nearest agent bank near our home is about 20 kilometers. Don't you think that time that is used to travel is costly? Because she needs transport to go there. And also that time, that's when she reaches in the bank, she will have to queue, and yet she is 84 years old. So to my brother, according to me, mobile banking, you just need to have the phone, and you can be able to send money. And even she's the one who plotted that. His sons to send money via M-Pesa. Because nearest our home, about 100 meters, there was an M-Pesa agent. So that time that my grandmother or another person may use to travel to the bank, to go and wait if there are long queues, that time could be used to maybe to guard the garden, to do other business activities that may help to raise the economy of our country. Look out like a country like in South Africa, in Nigeria. They are the leading economies of Africa, and over 9 people to 10 of their adults have mobile phones. What does this show? It shows that mobile phones are making work easier, and thus these countries are taking the advantages of using mobile phones so that they can be able to utilize that time that could be used in the banks and any other places. Also, it has helped our merchants, whereby you can be able to order for goods. Maybe I'm in where I come from Nyandarua. I can be able to order for goods in Mombasa. I can send money via M-Pesa and pay for the transport, pay for the goods. And then the goods will be transported to where I am. But now with traditional banking, our brother have told us it is face-to-face, whereby I'm here with the money and here's the agent, I have to give out the money. Now, that time that I could have used to travel all the way to Mombasa, that time I can be able to save, and I can be able to use that time to do another thing. So, to everyone who is here, don't you think that mobile banking has helped to improve the economy of our country? Also, to we students who are in schools, at times there is a trip somewhere, and we are all there calling our parents. Daddy, we are traveling to Mombasa. May you send maybe some money to the teacher so that he may pay for the trip? Do you need to go to the bank so that you can be able to pay the money? No, your dad just take the number of the teacher, send him or her the money. That's saving time. So, brother, thank you.
Third opposer, you have 3 minutes to respond to your question.
If you don't understand the past, it's hard to understand the present and plan properly for the future. Those are the words of Pochok. My name's Moses Mbugwa, opposing the motion that states mobile banking should phase out traditional banking. And I will first like to answer the question that measures that may be taken to reduce these cases of theft and such kind of things. I think, one, we may be able to make sure that everywhere around the banks there are CCTVs. Also, we may make sure that there is more employment of police officers to make sure that security is available at any time and at any kind of cost. I think I have answered you to my ability. I would like to ask my fellow proposers, telling us to abide in mobile banking, it's wasting us and our times. Since when did schools begin being paid by mobile phones? I didn't go to any school that my parent was told, pay via mobile. Why? Because this thing, corruption may end up being very mean. Hence promoting a lot of evil activities. Sponsorship. No sponsor will accept to take any kind of receipt that is from the phone. You may write it by your own or may copy from another person. I think you are taking us to the wrong destination. These banks also offer us documents. Documents are easily stored. They can easily be stored in those banks. For instance, I have a title deed, and I know that my children may like to kill me and possess my items. I'd rather take them to the bank for a safer place rather than staying with them. I can't store my documents in the phone. So, how has this mobile banking helped us in which ways? It has also led to our people having accessibilities of any kind of service they require. I believe through traditional banking, you can either deposit safekeeping of documents, trust funds, and treasury bonds. These all come through traditional banking. I tell you, my fellow opposers, stop this kind of criteria of procrastinating and start reciprocating. To join me in the motion that states traditional banking instead should phase out mobile banking.
Proposers, you have 1 minute to make a final statement.
Again, Ian Mwangi. I want to pose this question to my opposers here. Are we conquering a new mountain or sliding an old mountain? You have asked about how fees can be paid. Let's say, for example, for our school, it is in Nyandarua County, and for me, I come from Busia. Let's say my fees has not been cleared, and my mother has to come all the way to bring the bank slip from Busia all the way to Nyandarua. But with mobile banking, my mother could have just took her phone, send the money to one of the teachers, and the teacher could go and pay to me to the nearest bank office or even to the bazaar. So to that, I think that's how it has been saved for last. You know, they also say that it is not enough to have a good mind. The main thing is to use it well. That's why whoever came up with this idea, so that it was not enough only to dream, but to come out from the dreamland, so that it could help people like us. How many times have we asked for pocket money from schools, and our parents send it via, let's say, the M-Pesas, Equitel, or Airtel money, or even the telecom money? How many times have we really been helped by our parents? But what if it would have to take your parent to move all the way from Busia, like my mother, to come to our school to bring me pocket money? It would have cost him the cost of transport and also the time to bring that money. Thank you.
Opposers, you have 1 minute for final submission.
When are we going to stop this laziness? Why should you send money via mobile banking? And yet in your account, in your paper you have been written for, send your school fees via bank account. Why are you trying to do this laziness? I think, as what I believe, that Africans, we are very hardworking. This mode of sending money via mobile is not a good thing, because we are dragging Africa behind. I think this is not the Africa that we are living in. Stop being laziness. And as I can say that traditional banking should not be phased out by mobile banking, because mobile banking acts as a complement to the traditional banking. And without the existence of the traditional banking, there will be no existence of this mobile banking. Thank you.
To the proposers, you are to give us reasons and convince us why mobile banking should phase out the traditional banking. And to the opposers, you are to convince us that actually the traditional banking is the best. There is no need to go mobile banking.
Kangui, Ian, if you had what is referred to as the oomph, that refers to the quality of being exciting and energetic, you will go very far if you add that quality to your debating skills. Because you, unlike most of your colleagues, had examples, had citations, especially about the mobile banking and how it has impacted on Kenya as an example. So, however, I felt that you could have told us more about that. You could have said that even the banks themselves have embraced mobile banking, almost all of them. Jeffrey, engage the audience more. You tried your level best. You just need to add on to that. And then your time management, you packed up and started leaving way before time was up. And that was penalized. There was that jibe about makeup. I think it was too strong, especially if it's going to a lady. They are very special. They are special people, so you don't want to tell them about their makeup, their look. I think it was a bit too strong. You could control it a bit. James, you came out as an all-round speaker, and you are the key to your team's performance. You connected well with the audience, both verbally and non-verbally. You're a confident speaker. You are going places as well.
To Pema, you know, a debater some time back said that the dad met the mom in the banking hall and they started dating. And they talked about how human interaction happens in banks. You know, there could have been a beautiful way of looking at it. And we're together because they serve many purposes. Remember, it's not just about money. Banks as well store other valuables for people. You could have explored more as well, all right? So I'm trying to say that the level of research could have been better. I just wanted to mention, Geoffrey, at some point I thought you had spoken off the cuff by saying about more time to apply makeup, but I just sat down and thought about it. I think you're trying to say that if she embraces mobile banking, she'll have more time for her own preparation. There could have been a better way of bringing it, but anyway, it was okay. All the best.
We have Kangui boys who garnered 66%. Let's appreciate them. Pema Victorious Academy, the judges awarded you 67%, making you the winners of our debate today. Let's give them a round of applause.
Dear audience, thank you for staying tuned to KBC Channel 1 as we continue entertaining you with more intellectual debates. Remember, you can still be part of the Great Debaters Contest by continuing to converse with us on our Twitter handle. The hashtag is GDC for SDGs.
We would also like to thank our sponsors, Blazed by Safaricom and Brand Kenya Board, for making this possible.
I have been your host, Chris Boru.
And I am Esperanza Kapanga. Catch you next time.